So without further ado, let's read Chainsword40k article.
From Chainsword, quote-unquote, always been female. The Custodes retcon. Where were you when the other retcons happened? Asked the woke. I was there, either opposing them or praising them, because two things matter when it comes to retcons. Motivation and execution. The Primaris lore in retcon was dog shit, motivated by a cash grab. Necron lore expanded an underdeveloped faction while still maintaining the core of the original material. The Genestealer retcon streamlined Tyranids into a true cosmic horror. Votan preyed on nostalgia, retconning the Plague Wars and the Indomitus timeline happening because GW wrote themselves into a corner by jumping the story forward 100 years and, in typical fashion, screwed up so badly that they even rewrote published books. In other retcons, GW didn't try to gaslight fans with claims like, it was always like that. Retcons happen. Why do you care? Woke appeal to a fallacy. Retcons do happen, and they can be good or bad depending on motivation, execution, or both. The Custodes retcon, however, failed on both counts and was clearly driven by political pandering. Introducing Female Custodes breaks the dynamic between the Custodes Brotherhood and the Sisters of Silence. They have differences and similarities, superhuman warriors and unaugmented humans with unique abilities. Both groups exist outside normal human society and are largely confined to each other's company. Both are equally badass, but different. Female sisters are complementary to male Custodes. The symbolic duality between male and female figures is iconic. It is reminiscent of a marriage. Behind every great man stands a great woman. The Adeptus Custodes and the Sisters of Silence embody masculine and female archetypes. Both are elite warriors, yet their roles exist in deliberate contrast. The Custodes stand in the open, defending the Imperial Palace in golden glory, while the Sisters of Silence move through the shadow, hunting psychic intruders, reflecting a clear yin and yang. The Custodes embody active, overt, heroic masculinity, golden, unstoppable, and powerful. The Sisters of Silence embody silent, mysterious, and forbidding femininity, moving through shadows with precision and restraint, instilling fear in all those who encounter them. The introduction of female Custodes dilutes both parts of Talons of the Emperor. If GW actually cared about representation, they could have refreshed the Sisters of Silence range or given us lore that cemented Sisters of Silence as equals to the Custodes. Instead, they just made them anti-psyker equipment for the Custodes. GW didn't just spit in the face of fans with a lazy retcon, it also signals that women can't have anything unique beyond a gender swap. There are already many awesome female characters in the lore, but GW clearly doesn't care. But why have something artful and cool? Better to have slop so wokes can have their muscle mommies goon material, or their trans self-inserts. And if progressives cared about female representation, where were you, Wokehammer fans, when the Sisters of Battle were ignored for years, before the culture war became popular, or when GW retconned Imperial Knights pilots to be both genders? I didn't see you praise it then. Games Workshop doesn't even care about the wokes. They're trying to retcon as many problematic things as possible before the Amazon show goes live and 40k hits the mainstream. Contrary to popular belief among wokes, people who oppose this change do not hate women. In fact, they want female characters to be unique in their own right, not simply gender-swapped versions of men. Representation is not about ticking boxes. It is about respecting what already exists. It works when it adds depth to the setting, not when it erases it. End article.
Oh, that's absolute perfection, actually. Okay, let's go through some of those, basically. So this is pretty cool how he started this article. Where were you when other retcons happened? Yeah, because, they always try to say that, the people that actually are there, invested in the lore since the very beginning, it's like they are the tourist and not the opposite, which is ridiculous. It's like talking to a child. You're trying to explain basic facts, and they're like, "But meh, 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 meh," which is not an argument, the meh, meh part. And he replied amazingly here. Some things are very interesting and stand out. I mean, he explains what is a bad retcon, what's a good one. Of course, when a retcon is good and adds to the lore, there was also some good retcons that added to the lore, made it a lot more rich and all those things. We discussed this before, so this is so good. But yeah, this is the most important part, that the female Custodes break the dynamic. between the Custodes and, I mean, Brotherhood and Sisters of Silence, because again, male, female dynamic, yin and yang, that's just so amazing. And we also talked about that even at the very beginning, when this happened, and the importance of how the male Custodes, the Custodes complement the Sisters of Silence and vice versa. And that's how in real life with men and women, because both men and women have great qualities that make them absolutely unique, and when they get together they form a unit. So you do have to have two halves of something that is individually great, and when they get together they also create life. But that's a different thing. But again, it's another topic. But the point is, we have to appreciate what makes what is good, what are the good qualities that makes man a man, and what are the good qualities that makes woman a woman. That's what I mean. And when you have these representations of both, we already have everything that we need. That's his point as well. We already have that. There is no need to change anything. We already have respect well given to both, in this case, Custodes and Sisters of Silence, in terms of what they represent relative to each other. So this is profound, and I wish that the woke people can see that, because the people that are based, that's what it means, to have your to be grounded, to know what's real, what's not, to not fly in the clouds chasing something that is actually not real. That's what based means. So when you are based, you will see that. You will see the fundamentals of human existence without being sexist, and just the opposite, to appreciate and love both male and female, and in this case, both men and female characters. So, like he says here, active, overt, heroic, masculinity, golden, unstoppable. They're both golden as well. They're both golden. As we mentioned before, when all of that happened, the woke people pointed out a book with Sanguinius. I forgot, of course, the name. It was one of the Horus Heresy books where, the emperor refers to his golden warriors, these men and women in golden armor, something like that. And that was all about the Custodes and Sisters of Silence. It was never about him saying that, oh, no, he was referring to men and women Custodes. What? Do you know how far in the past this book was written? And do you know that only Sisters of Silence existed then? And they're supposed to stand next to Custodes? Like, did you forget the lore? Like, what's happening here? So all of those things point out the crazy, lack of knowledge and lack of objectivity that the woke do possess. They want to deny the Sister of Silence existence. So basically, they're the ones that are sexist. They're the ones that don't like, feminine characters being in there, because Sisters of Silence are very feminine. They have, female great physiques, bodies with the golden armor. It complements their bodies greatly. They have basically boob-shaped armor and all of those things that is not practical in real life, but in fantasy is pretty cool. Actually, if you watch channels like Scarlet Grim and others like that explore the effectiveness of armor in general and weapons, you will actually learn a lot about armor and all those things, which is all cool knowledge. So yeah, I could go on a bit, but I really want your thoughts, Tsunami, so please let me know.
My normal disclaimer, I am a filthy casual at this. I know very little. However, I thought it was kind of funny that gene stealers were brought up, because that really reminds me of what this is. The woke mind virus, it only wants to take things. It doesn't matter if there were other alternatives already there. It doesn't matter that the other alternatives were already women. They just want to they want to keep invading spaces that aren't theirs, just so they can go ahead and put their stupid flag down. All these pieces of shit with their fucking daddy issues who can't fucking get over themselves have to fucking take. And then someone listens to them, and it's hilarious because they have no audience for it. They don't buy things. They don't actually support it. They just want to support the argument. That's all they end up doing. And this article is really well written. I really like this. I read it through it many times leading up to this. I thought he did a fantastic job. The yin and the yang, everything else, really good about it. Something you were just talking about, though, that occurred to me is like extra disrespect that I just thought about it. Sisters of Silence were around before the Emperor made himself known. These female warriors were going out there and handling warp threats and psychic threats and whatnot long before the Emperor was around, long before there was any Imperial army or anything like that. They, they'd been around like literally silent guardians protecting, and they just get shit on all the time. And like you've got this amazing thing that everyone like I've never seen anyone say anything bad about Sisters of Battle for one, and certainly not Sisters of Silence. Everyone thinks that they're super badass. You could have fucking completely expanded the lore, and instead they decided to go ahead and do what they always do. No, 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 I want that too. Oh, there's boys playing over there? No, I want that too. And um going back to the article itself, it the whole Talents of the Emperor thing really like it's amazing like how that duality came up, how he brought that up, how they complement each other, and they could work on their own independently, which has been shown already, but as a team, that's the real threat to all the other imperial threats that are out there. And so it was really cool. And they just shit all over it. And he said it. I don't remember exactly where, but he said, now the Sisters of Silence are nothing more than a tool used by the Custodes. That's it. They've been relegated to a fancy bolter, or like I don't know, like some kind of piece of equipment. They really just completely trashed the Sisters of Silence with this. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of rambling now.
No, you have the right idea always. So yeah, I just feel it's kind of a very weird feeling when you think about those things, because you understand how much actually you lost. I mean, how much we just lost when they just made the female Custodes female. It's literally like evil what GW are doing towards men and women in the same time. Men and women characters, that's what people don't realize. This is actually bad. This is actually very bad for women and very bad for men. And the roles of, the two, they just get destroyed, like you say. And that's not good for anybody. It's just a degradation of thought and of how, in general, we see things. So it's just super sad. Okay. I do want to address the comments a little bit right now, because, the B4, H4, D4 has some pretty cool...
Bahada.
Bahada, that's how you read it, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, keep it going.
So anyways, Bahada was asking some questions. Let's see. It's just about me personally. Okay. Bahada says, I love Sisters of Battle and Silence. Empress, what about you? Also, what is your army?
Custodes. So this hits a very, it hits hard even more, because I was just so happy with my male Custodes being just themselves. And I have my battle patrol kit that was gifted to me by one of you guys, and I want to paint them someday. And it's so cool that I have both. But now it's like, okay, I mean, I still have that. This is still like 40k cool story Sisters of Silence. It's just that I know what happened now to them, so I'll be like sad, when I paint those. So I just want to know how Henry feels as well. That's gonna be very cool. Oh, well, when we were talking about Henry, there was a point that I want to address, but let's finish with the comments.
That's it.
Oh yes.
Oh no, he says, I'm sorry. This hits hard for you, Empress.
Yeah. Just like Henry Cavill, if we only knew what he thought. And there is another thing again I want to say about this. It's very important. But thank you so much. I want to say a huge thank you to Roadkill, because he just sent me 10 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You get the Wonder Woman salute. Thank you so. Okay.
Kano in the house.
Kano. It's you, Kano. Okay, chat talk later, guys, when we get to another section. Okay, let's see what I wanted to. Okay, it's the Amazon part.
Oh,
Is it?
second X post? Or do you want to do it? What are you doing now?
No, it's the same thing. I'm just addressing parts of it. So Games Workshop doesn't even care about the wokes. They're trying to retcon as many problematic things as possible before the Amazon shows goes live and 40k hits the mainstream. Okay, so two things that I'm remembering before I talk about the Amazon things. And I mean, me and Chainsword did talk about this, behind the scenes. So he has a different point of view than me, and I'm gonna explain. But first of all, I do think that GW don't care about the wolves. They don't care about anything else. They're just trying to do moves that they think are gonna be good or for whatever reason. But because some people say that GW totally hates us and whatever. If you're corporate, just corporate, if you have this corporate mindset of whatever kind, you will only be interested in numbers and money, and that is it. They cannot just hate us or whatever. They don't have time for that, to hate us. That's a bit ridiculous. I mean, to us it seems very evil and hateful what they're doing, because it is, but it doesn't come from hate. It comes from just some of their stupid strategies to appeal in the same time, but they don't really have emotions about that. They're just gonna follow some guidelines, and the UK is so woke, we just have to pander to that. But all of no, when you take a look at the full picture, they're not like, oh, they're hating us so much. I think that's just stupid. They don't think like regular people, okay? And they certainly don't feel like regular people. They just don't feel. So the other thing is the Amazon show. So before, I mean, what I knew before when I covered this last year, when Henry Cavill said this is all going ahead and all of that, and I remember researching everything. I still have my videos, so you can watch them about it if you like. But the point of all of that was that knowing everything about Henry and how he has huge integrity about what he loves, and he loves Warhammer 40k like more than anything. He loves The Witcher a lot, and some people use The Witcher to point out that, well, look at what happened to The Witcher. Netflix still crapped on it. Henry couldn't do anything. So what is the difference here with Amazon? The difference is that Henry was just an actor that was trying to guide them, but they didn't listen. He didn't actually had authority there. He didn't have official say, official power. He did change, and he did influence to a point in the first season some things. He did rewrite the scene with Roach and whatever, but that was very limited until they got fed up with him completely and they stopped listening. So it was like a courtesy that they allowed him for a bit, but the dynamic between Henry and Netflix and that team, because again, we have to make the difference between the team that makes a show on Netflix. There are good shows on Netflix, there are bad shows, I mean, that go towards the woke side, and those that do not. So it's all about also the team that creates it, and that team of The Witcher is like the most degenerate, most stupid, most woke team that we can possibly imagine. Diversity and yuck things, basically. So Henry couldn't go against that all alone, and he just decided that he has better things to do, and that better thing is Warhammer. So how on earth he will agree to anything that will be the same when it comes to Warhammer? Now he led this project. He is the executive producer, and in order for this to go forward, he has to be in total unison, so to speak. He has to agree to whatever GW are also putting down, and they have to have a mutual understanding going forward. Also, there is something that is yet to be confirmed exactly, but this is also what I knew before, so maybe it's true, so take it with a grain of salt. But I remember reading that and covering that to some extent like a year ago. So basically, it is well, potentially the fact that GW had to agree with Amazon and Henry on certain guidelines going forward, which are like predetermined. They define them at the beginning. They agree to that, whatever it is, they sign it, they go for it. And also that whatever happens in the lore now will be taken in consideration if the shows, if it serves the shows, if it serves what the shows or the movies want to be like, the stories that want to tell, it's going to be accurate to the lore, but it doesn't mean it's going to take in considerations the changes that we see now. Meaning that, for example, if there are custodies in the Amazon shows or movies, we should see male custodies if female custodies were not even in the conversations before that. And of course, if Henry has enough to say, and he does. So to me, that's how I see things. I just have hope more than anything for those shows because I have hope in what Henry has already shown us as a, as principle, as character, strength of character, and all those things. He's not the typical actor. He could have had bigger roles if he only licked the asses of Hollywood more. And that's pretty clear, especially if you know how Hollywood works. It's very left-leaning and all those things. He was screwed up before. But now, for the first time, this is the difference. For the first time, he has the power. He's He-Man. I have the power. He holds the sword. So that's why I have faith. And to me, this is like the only maybe like good and base thing that could get out of this. No matter Amazon's track record, because again, they also did bad shows and they did good shows and they totally ruined Wheel of Time and they totally ruined Rings of Power and whatever. That was out of their asses. But again, similar to Netflix, the teams that were behind those shows were like super woke, like mega super woke. The people themselves that are making the shows. And of course, MGM Studios is involved and whatever. So that's it. I just don't think that Henry's gonna agree to anything that has to do with wokeness. And whatever they agreed on was like a year ago, and we'll see what happens. So I just think that we have hope here. Tsunami, what do you think?
Hope is a tricky subject, especially with people that are so black-pilled right now, and I can understand that. I've already stated previously, like, why am I going to get into your lore if you want to change it all the fucking time? Number one. Number two, Amazon has a bad track record similar to Netflix, exactly what you've been talking about. That's true. However, there are some signs that they are trying to turn this gigantic ship around, or at least in a new direction. So yes, I could see how hope could spark up in some people, but I guess overall across entertainment, it's been difficult to see that happening. There are little pinpricks here and there. Uh, there's some shows that have come out that are very popular that are kind of like directly sticking the middle finger up at some of this woke stuff. But I don't know. I am very hopeful. I think Henry Cavill is a kind of a cursed individual. He's just been involved in project after project that just he's doing his best to help everyone, and it still turns to shit, and everyone turns against him. But so yes, hope is the thing here, and I can understand everyone being black-pilled, and I could also understand him maybe making concessions, but doing it in a way that would be more palatable. Something along the lines of, I mean, because there's so many women all the way across 40K in general. Like, there's so many things that they could do. You want to insert a girl boss in the guard, people would be like, fine. If you want to insert a girl boss in the Sisters of Battle, so it's possible for them to go ahead and be like, look, we need to have some strong female representation, and if he could guide them towards, hey, just stay away from this one thing, it would really work. People would be like, that character's annoying, but I don't care. The show's amazing. As long as they don't mess with the core lore. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And then, again, I'm not that knowledgeable of a person, number one. Number two, this is all about money. Do they want to make money or not? But that's been said before, like with things like Rings of Power, like you said. So it's really hard to know what's going on in those back rooms right now. But I'm with you on Team Henry. Like, yo, Team Henry, like you gotta make this one happen. So fingers crossed for him in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't think that in any time, whether it's today time or whatever time, we should we should be like black pill, blue pill, whatever pill. Just assess the situation case by case basis. Take a look at the evidence. Uh, Count them, like be objective. Otherwise, objectivity cannot be achieved. I absolutely cannot subscribe to this way of thinking and labeling everything as, oh, now you're gonna be cynical and I'm black pilled. Now I'm gonna be red or whatever pill. It's ridiculous. Okay, you can use those to describe certain, certain ways of thinking and attitudes towards something, but in the end of the day, we're all losing in the battle of objectivity if we actually subscribe to these concepts. So that's just on the side. So that's why I'm saying this happened, this happened, this happened, and now we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Just leaving it open without actually being too negative or too positive about it. Okay, so this is great, guys. If you can follow Chainsword40k and check this article, we're going to proceed to another post of his and Arch's video. But before that, we can have a bit of a chat talk. So chat talk.
Bahada says, I am worried for Henry Cavill. What a spot to be in right now, especially being a Custodes collector and being known for loving the canon lore. Bahada asks, have you guys seen some of the woke posters people are making? Is there any way I can link a picture here? I sent him to the Discord, so hopefully he does something there. Kano says, if they do a 30K show, Cavill would be great Loken, in my opinion. Mike dropped in the house.
Yes. Hello.
The quiet man in the house. What's up? Kano says, Amazon will probably listen to GW more with all the recent blunders. At the end of the day, the final say is from GW, similar to game projects. I don't know where I heard it, but I did hear it, that someone thinks that GW is trying to sell. Oh, it was Arch. It's the Arch video. I'm sorry, we'll get to it later. Arch said he believes that Warhammer 40K has a definitive lifespan now of 15 to 20 years before it turns into whatever the hell Star Wars has turned into, etc. And it is, he thinks, again, totally like one person's opinion, but he thinks like GW is just trying to offload this and make as much money as they can while the interest is high before moving on. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I don't know, Kano, we'll see. Like, Reacher exists on Amazon, and so does Rings of Power. So like, what do you make of that? Like, they have bangers and then they have absolute shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, how can Arch know whatever? I mean, this is Games Workshop have been around for 38 years, almost 39 years now, and they only win basically in terms of profits. Of course, any company can sell. That's neither here or there. You can say that about any company, really, and it's just a pure speculation. They're also a British company. It's just totally different. We don't even know what's gonna happen in freaking UK in the next few years, let alone this company is gonna sell.
That's true too. That's really true. Like, what's going on in the UK politically is very important to this.
Yeah, plus if they want to make more money, they should totally not subscribe to any ideology whatsoever and just keep on going the way that 40K it is now. It doesn't need to be more palatable to mainstream audiences, because what makes 40K 40K, it's exactly what it is. It doesn't need to change. That's the point. If you change, it's just gonna be like Star Wars and anything else, and then who the heck will care? So if they really are smart about this, they should just love their own stuff and just make sure that they're good and stay true to their nature. That's it. And yes, I did I did see the likes and dislikes on the Female Custodes representation video. Yes, it's crazy. Now that is a noticeable difference between 2K and 9.3K dislikes. That's a lot more potent, because at the beginning it was just like any video. The likes were more, the dislikes were less, and everybody were already screaming about it, but actually it was nothing, and now it is something. Okay, let's finish
Ba-
reading the comments before we move on.
Bahada says, linked it into the Warhammer tabletop section. Hope that was okay. Bahada, I just looked at the poster. The R word, SA, we can't really do that on stream or else she risks demonetization. You're fine to put that inside the Discord, but we can't show that on stream, bro. All good though what you did, and welcome.
Indeed, welcome.
Bahada says 15 to 20, maybe shorter now. Imagine the money they could have made. It blows my mind. Yeah, for real. Quiet Man says GW is opening Warhammer World in the US, so they may try to jump countries, possibly. Brought that up the other day. If you didn't see our video, please check it out. CS Kano says UK having pirate duels daily in the middle of the city. True. My name is now Blue. I'm a Smurf again. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's all good. Bahada, no worries. Just that's YouTube terms of service. R words, essays, things like that, kind of make the stream a little more spicy, and we're trying to grow the audience. So all good. And
Yes.
that's it, Empress.
All right, let's move on to the next post. So first of all, Arch posted this. There is no agree to disagree, no middle ground, no debate, no benefit of the doubt, and there will be plenty of name calling anyone who stands with female custodes or is merely what is that word?
What's that? Oh, ambivalent.
Ambivalent towards it is a parasite and a Taurus total chud victory. Oh gosh, well that's interesting. Yeah, here are the views, likes, and dislikes. Once again, this is even more updated. But yeah, fantastic thing to see. Vote with your wallets, dislikes, whatever. That's pretty significant.
I love the 10,000. Did you see the 10,000 thing? We are the 10,000 now. The 10,000 dislikes.
Oh yeah, yeah, 10,000.
Yeah, they're calling themselves the 10,000. Like I'm the 10,000 now, and it's the 10,000 dislikes to the video.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna click on the video and we're gonna watch it from here.
With
and not the whole video, mind you, we have a minute. So a minute from where we will start to emphasize some of the things. So guys, of course, go and see the video. Can't we all agree to disagree? You're gonna see it on our channel. We've probably already seen it actually, I'm sure. But we're gonna watch it from here and discuss some of the things that he is making as points, and then we're gonna go back to what Chainsword actually replied to this. So let's see if you can hear this. If you can hear this first.
Toxic. And even, I was expecting at least some YouTube videos in defense of it, or at least some mealy-mouthed, you've got to accept it, it's okay. I didn't even get that.
Okay, I think you can hear this. I see the sound amplitude.
I can.
So. Huh?
I hear it.
Okay.
I'm listening to it.
Okay, all right. So just playing the video from here, and we're gonna get to the point. So basically, real quick, Major killed the video, and Varrock did say something. He's gonna address that. So let's continue.
Instead, another fascinating thing occurred. Let me show you a couple of snippets I selected here. Beginning with everyone's favorite Major kill.
I also emphasize that we should respect each other's opinions. Those who dislike female custodes shouldn't personally insult those who do like female custodes and vice versa. Disliking female custodes doesn't make you a misogynistic far-right pig. Liking female custodes doesn't make you a woke libtard trying to feminize the hobby.
Incorrect, and that is Major kill, by the way, urging everyone to be civil. Pigs are flying past my window right this very instant.
Okay. I want to say a few things. So, yeah, I don't remember. I wanted to cover his first take, the Major Kill's first take, like a year and something ago when he talked about female stories. He tried to be leveled as possible. There are some people that will just like this because they have no idea what they're talking about. So, not all people intentionally want to push the agenda. Some people are really retarded. I mean, that's also the case. There is this demographic that don't understand what's happening. They don't understand the importance of having male factions, female factions, the lore, any of this. That is a foreign concept to them. I mean, I have my own comment section. I also read Twitter. I have years of experience in this. So I can tell you that the most objective take is that there's always like more groups of people. We can't put everybody under the same umbrella. So yeah, some people are gonna push this, some people are gonna be indifferent and don't care at all because again they're not intelligent enough to understand those things, and they don't care because again they're not intelligent enough to care because they don't understand the importance of these things, and then they don't understand that this is breaking of a principle, which is much more important, and it's not about the sex of a character, the gender, whatever. It's about breaking of principle, a principle. So, and this just happens to be about men and female, I mean, male and female custodies in this case, but in general, it's breaking of principle. So, if this was about anything else, it will be the same thing, but it just happens to be about men and female stuff. So, that's one thing. The other thing that I want to say is that I also have been watching Major Kill for years, Varwak for years, Arch for years. I have very good, eye on all of those creators. I had basically one particular criticism of Major Kill again about a year ago when he decided to support, I forgot her name by this point, but one female 40k creator who basically stole his scripts to a point. I mean, she copied his wording, like I mean, that thing happens a lot on YouTube. Some creators, they wanna be famous or just be successful a lot faster, and to skip all the grinding and the self-learning part, they just copy what works, and sometimes that hits and sometimes that doesn't hit. But in this case, she became so successful that she had thousands of subscribers just like in the first few weeks, which is unheard of and crazy. So what she did is like plagiarism of one or two videos, I'm not sure how many by this point. I covered this in detail, and Major Kill called her out on it, which is logical. Of course, he's like, hey, this moment of the video, that moment, you stole this, that, whatever. He proved his point. Then she came out with this video explaining how she's a real person because everybody thought that she's AI. Of course, behind every AI channel, there's a real person, but here in this case, it seemed that she cloned her voice, which nobody thought at the time. She cloned her voice, which anybody can do. I can clone my voice and just play it, over videos. So I don't have to actually read anything myself. The voice is gonna read it. But when you have a clone voice, you can mispronounce some words because AI is not informed well about how to pronounce words in different universes like 40k, especially when 40k is, it has so many words that are particular just for 40k, like Astra Militarum, Primarchs, Custodes, all of those. Like, it cannot pronounce them. It's like Custodes or Custodes or Primarch. I know because I tried many AIs. I play with a lot of that. So when I first watched her content, I'm like, oh, she probably just cloned her voice, and Major Q was accusing her of her being an AI. Which is still not the case. Then she made this video proving that she's not, that she's the real person, that's her real voice. But again, this does not prove that that's her real voice. It proves that she just cloned her voice. And that those details just went way over everybody's head. So that's why I'm saying be just very careful of how you're making your conclusions, because we are just slapping labels and everything and everyone. And the same thing happens to Major Kill. He has a lot of labels slapped on his ass. Okay, so I'm gonna get to the point. And the bad thing that Major Kill, after she apologized with this video that she did and showed her cat to appeal to, I don't know, pet owners. People that love pets. I also love pets, but I can see through her shit. So he was like, well, she admitted her fault, so I'm gonna support her now, I'm gonna promote her channel, basically. That was a whole promotion to begin with, that he even made a video about her, but he's like, I'm gonna actually help her create a real avatar, because she had a, God forbid, an AI avatar, who cares, and I'm gonna, help her, get the money that she needs, or just pay for her avatar. Major Q, what are you doing? Why are you supporting this girl? Are you stupid? He made this whole video exposing her, not even exposing her correctly, because, again, he didn't even mentioned that maybe that's an AI voice and she's still a real person, whatever. None of that. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna totally support you now. I'm like, Major Kill, by doing this, you are basically saying, okay, so everybody can come to YouTube and do this content, copy someone else and succeed off their back, basically. And then we have to clap about it. Like, what? This is setting a horrible example. So he just like fell down in that's an expression of my language, but basically my opinion of him like went down, like very down. Like, this is stupid. Is it because she's a girl? I just have no idea. And that was the first thing that I called him out on. The second thing was about his video about his performance enhancements and how he worded things, how he presented things. It sounded like it was super positive to be on particular types of performance enhancements. It's super great. And then he kind of backpedaled and yeah, whatever. So that's fine. But he also did grew up. You know, he was very young when he first started. He did became a bit more well, not as juvenile as he used to be, but whatever he did years ago is gonna be still pointed out to no end, which I don't think it's objective again and fair. Everybody are doing mistakes. What, you know, the performance and that what he did with this girl, that was not okay. He admitted it at least, but I just don't agree with just, you know, beating a guy up for like things that he did when he was like 19 or something, because nobody's the same person, you know, growing up and whatever. But that's another thing. I just, yeah. I can dislike a creator, but I will always be fair and take into account everything and not just like one thing or two things. Whatever. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear the construction behind me, but it's pretty loud. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can. It's actually distorting your voice.
Sorry. Well, yeah, hopefully it stops.
Okay, that's better. Yep.
No, I can mute myself and you talk about that, so I'm gonna mute myself.
No, I don't have anything to say, so you should just continue the video. I don't know who this creator is.
Okay, I should totally educate you on 40k creators. Actually, that's useful as well. And Disgusting is here.
Yep,
What?
he is. I don't know if you're going to reach it. Do you want me to reach out? I can reach out. If you want to go with the video, we'll go with the video though.
Read chat. So hopefully this ends.
All right. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling up. All right. Yeah, imagine the money could made. Pirating. Got it. Chuds. Bahada asks, what is a chud? Am I a chud? We are chuds, all of us, says me. Roadkill, keep what sheath. What does it mean, though? Kano says, motherfucker, come outside. I'll show you the real 10,000. It's ma'am. For sure. And I explain what a chud is. Chud is basically someone that likes men doing men things, women doing women things, people doing what people have always done. Obviously, it's hard to write more about this. Basically, like life is always like what life is. Frankly, like dudes are dudes, chicks are chicks. People have disagreements. In the old days, you could be on either side of the aisle. It didn't fucking matter. You could just be like, hey, I don't like this. And someone would be like, oh, why not? And then you'd say your thing. And then be like, well, this is why I think differently. And then you could either agree, disagree, or maybe agree to disagree. And literally, you guys would be like best friends, go drink, whatever. You didn't even give a shit about it because it's whatever. Wokies are the opposite of this. So wokes consistently keep moving the goalpost further and further to whatever they consider is on the right. Now, the right has now encompassed all centrists and everything else. And basically what they're trying to get at is, if you don't agree with everything that I say, I hate you. I'm going to call you a Yahtzee and everything else under the sun. So when you get called a chud, you should probably go ahead and high five yourself and pat yourself on the back. Kano says Valorak should not be taken serious by any means. He is paid ad sheep. Oh, I think that's in the Arch video. We're going to see that soon. So a chud means you're normal. Yes, Thomas, that's true. Chud talk. Okay, Bahada asks, another thing, They legitimately do seem to be on the lower end of the IQ score, right? I said, they say the same of us, but I agree with him. Kano says, stop watching Major Kill after he started promoting peptides to his audience like it's nothing. The dude is brain dead. I think that's the whole youth thing that you were mentioning, how he's talking about questionable fucking science and whatnot. Empress, is that correct?
Yeah, but it was not only the peptides. He also takes testosterone, which is steroid, obviously, like one of the first one, the most.
HGH. Yep.
A lot of things. A lot of things. Yeah.
I'm not sure why he asked it, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Thomas asks, Tsunami, what's J.K. Rowling called again? I said a TERF, which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. And Chainsword article was also written by someone who was good to education. It was worded very well, says Bahada. I agree. That was a very well written article. Kano says, watch Follower's last video about the Shield chapters. He can't speak for shit. God forbid in the house. Oh, disgusting in the house. Mike in the house. Kano says, Empress, the peptide stuff was like 10 minutes ago. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, I said that already. So, like a year ago. Yeah, but that's a separate issue. So, yeah, it's nothing to do with 40k.
Who's drilling and what's getting drilled? Giggity, says Thomas. Lovely Thomas. And life is strange. Strange is life. And we're all caught up.
Okay, so yeah, really sorry about that. I have no control over my neighbors and when they decide to drill stuff. Now we are going to continue with the video, so we do have some points to address about Varrock and Major Kill again, so let's just start. I'm gonna mute myself while playing this, so let's go.
I'll mute myself.
And no, absolutely, liking female custodians does make you into a woke libtard. There is no riding the fence on this one. There is no neutral ground. There's no center position. Your hobby is under attack. And if you're not capable of recognizing that fact by now, you are either excessively retarded or you receive a paycheck. There are only two options remaining.
Here's one point. So, yeah, I mean, both Major Kill and Varrock are accused of receiving a paycheck from GW, but I say, where is the proof, guys? I have a problem with that, because I have seen no proof. If anybody has proof, if Arch has proof, fine. But I have not seen this. Like, it's kind of the contrary. I've seen proof that, seems, like proof is a strong word, but it more like seems that they're not receiving anything because one, Varrock, he has been blacklisted from GW as a whole. I mean, we know this for a few years, and sometimes they, he has people that tell him things, but that is like in confidence, so GW directly does not feed him information. And yeah, he has been saying for years that he has been blacklisted, and that's how it seems. Now, is that true? We can't know. I mean, there's like many ways for him to just lie about it, but what's the other alternative? I mean, where is the paycheck? How can we know this? If anybody can tell me, like, in all honesty, that there's proof that he's receiving payment, I would totally accept that. I'm just trying to be absolutely fair towards people in general, so I just want proof. Hey, where's the proof? I cannot claim I cannot feel good about this, claiming that somebody is receiving a paycheck if I have no proof and I'm speaking out of my ass. Like, what, Tsunami?
I didn't say anything. I frequently speak out of my ass, though, so you don't have to say it, but I will.
All right. And Major Q is doing his major minis, who are like direct competition to GW, and they hate such things. If they could sue him, they will. And actually, they did try at one point, as far as I remember. But he is smart because he's using all the legal details. The differences between the models, between the original models and his models, they're different enough. So GW have no grounds to sue him over that. So he is a smart guy. He knows those things. But if they could have sued him about this, they would. They're going after creators for so much less. So much. We have like plenty of proof about that. about that fact that they're suing like people that do animations, people that do minis that kind of look like that. Not Grimdark, sorry, Gamak. I covered Gamak story that's still ongoing. They're getting sued. They're Italian company that are doing miniatures that are compatible with Games Workshop, Warhammer game. Some of them look suspiciously super sus, super close. So maybe that is it. But then again, of course, Gamak argues against the similarities, and they're pointing out other things. Never mind. The point is that how is GW paying Major Q if he has these minis and his company did grew a lot, and he's probably a millionaire as far as I heard lastly. Yeah, he's the only person that created the Emperor of Mankind, like the best Emperor of Mankind that you're ever gonna see. And he even improved upon this. This is he had Biggie point 1, which is the first Emperor, Biggie point 2, and he has that in different scales. So again, I'm just appealing to logic here and reason. Where is the proof that he is being paid? I really want to know. I truly want to know. That's it. That is the only thing that I'm gonna say, because no matter how much, again, I dislike other creators or I like them, I would just like, put all the proof and whatever information that I have, and I'm gonna just say, well, this happened, this didn't happen, I don't know about this. Just, being objective, that's it. And then we'll see, time will tell what's true, what's not true. And that's it. Any comment about that, Tsunami? And we're just gonna move on with the video.
Yeah, just move on.
Okay, I'm putting it on.
And even the man who is, for all intents and purposes, an official arm of Games Workshop's marketing department, had no defense for the female Custodes, only the following.
But yeah, they're here now. Let me know your thoughts. Is that it with you for Custodes? Are you going to get the Custodes? Let me know. Let's have a mature conversation about it. As soon as we start calling each other names, then there's no point in talking about it anymore. The Grav Carrier.
Please tell me what to think, chat. You already know what you should think, but it...
Yeah, I just don't agree with that way. That way of presenting things. Like, he didn't say, please tell me what to think, chat. I mean, of course, Warwick's gonna try to be, like, not in the middle exactly, but at least be fair and just prompt people to not curse at each other, which is always a reasonable thing to do. So, yeah, I would not go, on Twitter or screaming in my videos and be like, hey, retards. Like, I would say that those people to me are very not intelligent, but I'm gonna express that in the most not cursing manner as possible, because I just don't need there's need for that. So yeah, I wouldn't go after Farok like that for sure. I know that people have their problems with him. We did actually have a conversation one time in the comments about something that I thought that he said or implied. That was maybe 2 years ago, and actually he didn't. So right then and there, I'm not happy with how I acted, actually. Like, that's one of the first time that I wasn't actually correct, and that really hurt me. But then I realized my mistake. Of course, I admit my mistake, and we totally understood each other, and we were like, yes, yeah, sorry, you're right, I was going somewhere else. Yes, it was about the drama, something about drama. Because he was like implying, well, channels that do drama, they're like the lowest of the low. And yeah, I mean, drama in the context of farming something just for the sake of farming it, the drama, but like pushing it without actually having some dignity behind it and objectivity, that's not okay. And there are many channels like that on YouTube. I'll never do that. So he was arguing about that, and I was trying to defend some kind of the objective position, but this is not how it seemed when we were texting in the comments. So of course, when you text somebody, it's not the same. You cannot always perceive intent or perceive sarcasm or whatever. But then I had one old 40k fan friend who looked at that, and he told me, well, well, this guy is British and they want to take the piss, and I'm like, what is that? This was my just my innocence on that matter because I didn't know what's like taking the piss. So this is the culture of Australian people and British people. Like they like taking the piss and express themselves in different ways, and I can totally understand this in the wrong way if I don't know that. But then I got it. He explained it to me. He explained the culture, whatever. He pointed out that I'm not going this in the correct way. And then when I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's not me, man. I don't want to be like that. And I felt really bad. So here's an example of how you can screw things up and actually not being correct if you go with like emotion and just misunderstand things and whatever. Just saying, this was a good experience for me. So yeah, once again, let's continue the video. If Tsunami don't have anything to say about that little story that I had there.
You're very nice. It's so obvious why like Superman is like your like chief superhero. I'm super fucking petty. That's why the Punisher's my like superhero. So, like for me, like I absolutely am like seeing these guys be scumbags and everything else. You're looking for the good in humanity, and I'm seeing the evil in greed. In my opinion, of course.
Okay, but in my in my personal experience in life and in general, I'm a very good judge of character. So this is not based on my positive outlook on life at all. Because I'm living in Bulgaria, as you know, and there's not many things that are positive here besides our heritage and nature. Everything else is grim dark to a point. Of course, there are some things that are not. Like we don't have crime running rampant, thank God. For the most part, we are okay. But for everything else, we are squashed a lot like people and run over like roadkill, like we're the roadkill that's trying to survive on the road. So it's not like I'm like a positive person with no basis. Everything that I say, it's about some kind of a base that I can stand on. I have literally proof and merit to what I'm saying. So then if something turns out to be right or wrong in the future, I'm just gonna say it. That's what the reality is. But I've always been in the middle, and that's it. I'm just counting what I know. That's it, the proof that I know. So but I do need you here for being that amazing no holds bar guy. So
Yeah,
that's amazing contrast between us, and I love it. I appreciate it very much, so thank you.
I think that's one of the interesting things about whatever this new dynamic is that's going on because you obviously have one end of it, and I have the like it's the yin and yang thing that was brought up in the article. I saw something funny. You were just talking about. You're talking about Grimm and whatnot. I saw a funny comment in one of these uh, things that we were reacting to, and one of them said like, "How grim is the future?" When it's like literally like, what did it say? It was so funny. Basically, it was like custodies are like, "Show me your manager." Like that's a grim future. Honestly, when the best of humanity is asking to see your manager. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm really like cynical, and obviously I'm not as lore deep as you. You're very knowledgeable. I'm coming into this and I'm seeing what's going on, and having watched grifters like entertainment grifters, video game grifters, the signs are there, and you're being extremely objective about it, and I'm being super emotional about it, and I accept that 100%. But anyways,
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. The yin and yang, and that we can have this. But yeah, I'm just trying to not be emotional about it because everybody being emotional all around the world about everything, and that is what is getting us in a lot of a messy situation where nobody actually is seeing reality anymore. So I don't want to be like that. So I'm trying to balance things out as much as possible and appeal to logic and critical thinking as much as possible. That's really what this is. Okay, let's continue with the video. We have more time, but yeah, I think that's gonna be long enough stream and good enough stream in terms of what we can cover. So let's continue with the video.
does go against your paymasters quite a bit, now does it not? And no, let us not have a mature discussion on this, because I am right and you are wrong. Simple as. There's no debate here. We've had the debate, we've had the conversation, we've gone through all of the data points. We know precisely where this leads. Games Workshop themselves have told us on multiple occasions. They have active contempt for their fan base, and only the lowest of parasites would be now willing to continue to mealy-mouthed tread the path laid down for them by the corporation. And frankly, even if we were to have a civil debate on this issue, I do not believe for a singular solitary second you have any conceptualization whatsoever of the progressive lens through which Games Workshop is viewing this. I do not think you even understand the power of the rhetorical argument within Warhammer 40,000, and I certainly do not believe that you understand that Warhammer 40k is intrinsically a right-wing setting, and thus any introduction of left-wing modern-day progressivist, can't say that word on YouTube, bullshit is going to be automatically corrosive to the entire setting overall. Hell, we could go back to the reveal and point out how they forgot the triggers on their fucking weapons.
Okay, that's great. So I totally agree. Totally agree. It is corrosive. It is corrosive. And how about the woke people to give me to try to be objective and to give me like top reasons for and top reasons against the Custodes? Can they even think about not having the female Custodes? Because there's so many not having female Custodes reasons that it's just ridiculous. Basically, female Custodes cancel themselves out by not adding anything to the lore or the Custodes, but instead removing everything that's good about them. Like we said, the yin and yang with the Sisters of Silence, the unique fact that they're only male, and that's okay. Like Sisters of Silence are only female, and that's okay. So I just wanna, like, one woke person, if they're honest with themselves, and of course they're not, if they can take the challenge of writing points for and against Custodes, maybe that's gonna be so interesting if they can do that. Because if they're really honest, they're not gonna answer me with a question. They're not gonna try to deviate and ask me something else, or like try to turn this. No, do this and see what you come up with. If you're honest, if you're not honest, you're not gonna do it. You're just gonna try to escape it. That's a great idea. We can also do the same. We can make 10 reasons or whatever reasons for and against the female Custodes. They're like, spoiler alert, there are no reasons for the female Custodes in all objectivity and logic when it comes to the lore and how this is enriching it, because it doesn't. Tsunami, anything?
Actually, I'm trying to drum up something in chat right now that I think would be really interesting. It may be someone because someone doesn't like Arch. I'm trying to find out if there's actual reasoning. So we'll see what they say. But in terms of what is being said, no, I side with him completely. This stuff's... I apologize. I'm sorry. That threw me off. I was literally in the middle of typing, and you're like, "Tsunami, what do you think?" And I was like, "Ah, shit." But we do have some newcomers. Welcome to the newcomers. To Emmett Shearer, I am waiting for you. Let's see what you have to say. Arath Nick Angel. All right, cool. Welcome.
Karate Werewolf
we're
is
going to
here.
read your chat, guys.
Awesome. I just saw him.
Karate Werewolf, what's up?
Hey.
Guys, we'll read your chats in just a second. I'm scrolling up to try and catch up on older stuff. And Emmett, I'm like, as long as you're not turning into like just screamy Ellie, and I think you smell bad because your feet look if you're not going to come in like with like total like juvenile taunts, I want to hear what you have to say. Like, I want to know what the argument is against this, because I'm not seeing much of one. And so please respond in the chat. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna be called the R word. Yeah, of course I'm gonna. I'm a retard. I'm 556 tsunami. I'm a retard. See, look, I already beat them to it. Arch Warhammer is such a loser. Emmett says. That's why I'm bringing this up. Why do you say that? I'm asking. Hail. This is very polite. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We will read your chat. Please explain why you think so. Rathic Angel says, I still find it funny that the lack of triggers on the Custodes Guardian Spears. Of course. Please check out our videos. We already talked about this in depth. But yes, it's hilarious. Emmett says, he sounds so immature and self-serious all the time, like he's got a monocle in his eye and sipping his fine tea from fine china.
Yes, yes.
As he looks down on all of us commoners, that's one point at least.
Yes.
I asked for more.
Yes. That is that. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I mean,
All right.
that's how art sounds. And there's some reason for people to not like him. That's a very long story. Layers upon layers to that. But when he's right, he's right. I mean, he has been in 40k for the longest time, actually. Way before he did his channel. He created his channel, I think. So he has
Josco in the
merit.
house.
Oh, I do.
I'm still getting to it, guys. Give me 1 second. Karate Werewolf in the house. What's up, man? Thomas is off for the night. See you, buddy. And Thomas has rejoined the Astra Militarum. Thank you so much, Karate Werewolf. I would prefer listening to Arch than someone screaming and wetting himself over leaks or dropping the F slurs like others, says Kano. Emmett says, hey, nobody's a retard. Don't call yourself that, man. We Warhammer fans should not call ourselves that. My background, like in real life, might probably... I come from a very like hard place, and we all just kind of called each other's names, so we didn't really think of it that way. But I'm still really curious to hear why you don't like Arch.
Yeah, I mean, also, yeah, I mean, you feel free to express yourself.
No, please, yeah, like seriously, we're not just saying that so we could be like, ha, we got you, bitch. It's like literally, like I want to hear like an opposing view. That's not just like, don't with the isms, ists, the phobes, and all that. Don't do that. Just give a real reason why you think that. If you feel it, like,
yeah, the mature thing to do is to actually argue. I mean, to have an argument and present your viewpoints. You can, if you can articulate it, that is amazing.
And so Josco says, well, there's no reason for them. Every faction that has sexes has females in them except two. The only reason to add them is for politics. And we've seen all this pattern play out before. Sure. Yeah, everyone's getting really good at stereotyping and pattern recognition. Same shield, different day, says Karate. And Kano says, us with Tsunami are special in the R word way. For real. Hey, man, whatever. It's the thing. We'll give it like 1 more minute, Emmett. But then we probably need to continue on with the video. Not saying we're not going to read it. Just like we are currently like, you got the spotlight right now.
Yeah, we do have to continue with the video, but we are stopping after every particular section that I choose that is suitable, and then we are addressing the chat. But yeah, I just want to say a special thank you to Karate Werewolf once again. I mean, that's super important. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Karate. Thank you. Wonder Woman salute.
Werewolf.
Well, not Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
No.
I'm gonna hit mute. I guess we should just continue on, and we'll wait for the response for later.
Okay. So let's continue with the video. Oh, sorry.
Again, which has been conceivably forgotten by all of the commentators that did mention it too, by the way. This, yet again, is just an infinitesimally small data point in a fantastically vast mountain of evidence to show that whenever this occurs to any setting, the setting dies. There is no love for it. 40k doesn't care about itself anymore. Games Workshop doesn't give a shit. They don't give enough of a shit to double check their own models anymore. This is the same company that confuses the 13th Legion Night Lords with the Ultramarines. And the mistakes are only piling up higher every year that goes by. At this point, you cannot simply be blind to the effects that all of this political nonsense is having on every franchise out there. You must be a paid marketing shill. I will accept no other alternative excuse for it. Parasites.
maybe they're just stupid. Like I said, that's also an option. Just saying, maybe people are just uninformed and stupid. And hold on, I have to pick up Goldie because he's literally sleeping in between my thighs, but just slipping down and down. And he's like, half of his body is like on my lap, and the other one is like in my, like in my shins or whatever. He's so cute. Okay, hold on. A Goldie, special Goldie moment because we have to make sure that he's comfortable. Because he wants to be cuddling right now. Okay, continue.
Now, for the positive part of this. What does all of this mean? What does it mean that we no longer have an argument on the topic? What does it mean that we no longer have the organized pushback we've all gotten so used to? Anyone who was here during the early years, the 2014s, 15s, 16s, etc., will know that whenever any of this happened, the organized move from the mainstream media, the opposition was unified and complete. They wrote the same damn articles, for fuck's sake. Literally the same articles with the same arguments. The unity has shattered. This is a thing so poisonous, so inherently negative, so naturally destructive that even Games Workshop, a company that I remind you desperately wants to be woke, knew it was going to be a bad idea. It is a move.
If they knew so much it's gonna be a bad idea, why did they went through it? By the way, Arch, if can only Arch like move a little bit to the side so he can be like, in the middle. As an artist, that really bothers me. I just want him to be in the middle. That looks so much better. I've also tried to get the middle of the throne like all the time. Oh boy, okay. Continue.
So fantastically, impossibly unpopular that it manages to make a switch from resin to plastic, and the first introduction of models to be used in both 40k and 30k, to the point where it actually pisses off the tourists that you are allowed to do it, despite Games Workshop doing everything, and this goes far beyond their usual greedy selves, by the way, to try and make this easier to swallow, is a very, very loud and clear signal that they know it's unpopular. They know it's damaging. They know it is going to inflict untold quantities of harm onto their property. Even their allies know it. They know it so much they're not even willing to list the usual excuses of diversity anymore. The opposition is flailing. It is failing. And the only reason why Games Workshop continues on with this is partially their own sanctimonious assumption that they will somehow manage to break through the other end and finally reach the wider audience nobody has managed to reach. Or that this is simply just the current management of Games Workshop thinking, well, Amazon has given us this long list of diversity requirements, and we really want to sell the company whilst it's still doing well.
That to me is false. That just to me is false. Like we said before, with the Amazon things, it should be quite the opposite when you factor in that they had already things to agree on, that Henry Cavill had to agree on, that he had things that he very much wants to see and be kept as they are. So I don't think that is what it is. But again, I already explained that you do have to watch the stream like from earlier on to hear all those things, but there's a lot of good, basically, I mean, based on what we know, proof, so to speak, that this could be actually quite the opposite in this case. So that's kind of like a false narrative. Also, the other thing is, guys, that I think around a year ago, was it? Just before the Amazon shows were confirmed, Endymion and Arch and other people ran with the story that this is going to be totally dead, they're not going to go forward, this is cancelled, this is dead. Then Mr. H Reviews was like, hey, I actually have people there on the inside and they say that this is a done deal, this is good to go, everything is okay actually. Negotiations are going well, Henry Cavill seems happy with what is going on there, so everything's going forward. But no, Arch and Endymion mostly those two guys, because I did cover what they said back then, were pushing this as a fact. Like, this is for sure, I guarantee you, or whatever. Like, and Demian went so far to say that I guarantee you that the Emperor of Mankind is gonna be a black woman, and black lesbian transgender woman, and all those things that they were just farming for content. That was.
So
I just didn't feel that was genuine. It wasn't at all actually genuine. Where we had even then signs that this is mostly going forward, like probably going forward, like it was more positive than negative. If you really look at the facts, that's why I'm saying do not be emotional, just try to look at the facts, because I turned out to be correct, totally correct, and I'm happy about that, of course. But the point is that the correct way of thinking won, and not the emotion and the spewing of things and wording that is misleading and just it's not genuine to me. That's what I can say. So
a year ago, Jennifer Salke was still at Amazon.
Who?
I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. Jennifer Salke was the showrunner for Rings of Power. Amazon, like a year ago, literally was like, we're going full speed ahead. Everything's great here, so on and so forth. We love this. And I'm not sticking up for anyone other than saying this. Some of the content creators that are on YouTube have insiders, aka spies, inside of the entertainment industry right now. So they're reporting what they hear sometimes. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not sticking up for anyone that you just named. However, when there's a massive management shift like that, it can easily change the whole narrative. And that's honestly what it looks like, what happened at Amazon in a lot of ways. So like Jennifer Salke getting fired, that's what happened, was a pretty big deal. Because it's like, there's no way you could do this. She's the Rings of Power chief, blah, blah, blah. She had already gotten away with so much as it is. And then all of a sudden, last year, Amazon started turning the ship, which is why I made that comment earlier on. So it is possible that they were acting on old intelligence. And intelligence is weird like that. Things can change at a moment's notice. I'm not sticking up for anyone in that way. I'm just saying, like, I appreciate when someone can give me information ahead of time, even if that information is likely to be changed later on. That's, again, a casual's fans take on things.
Sure. But, when things are in the air, you can use words like, this is going this direction, maybe this will happen. But you should never say this is a fact and this is happening, because this is just...
That's fair. That's really fair. Honestly, yeah, they were clickbaiting with that.
Yeah, that's
the language matters.
Exactly. That's just what I mean. You have to be very careful if you want to stay... if you want to have integrity and credibility, because otherwise you're losing that. And now I will never forget how those two guys presented that information, because it was just, they were just going so hard.
And that's a really fair point. Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
Okay, thank you. Now a bit more, and then we're done.
They recognize that GW has about a 10 to 15, maybe even 20 year left in its life cycle before it will hit the low point of Star Wars today, hoping that a movie about a baby alien and a faceless mercenary will somehow save their franchise. The current...
Again, this is pure speculation, so again, that's what it is.
Administration over at Games Workshop just want to sell. They want to be out the door as swiftly as humanly possible.
Again, no basis for this, really, just speculation, so yeah.
And never look back. And you know what? Odds are they're probably going to manage it. As again, this has a life cycle. We all know it now. 10 to 20 years, depending upon how well the Amazon TV show does, and depending on, well, Amazon, because it has already received a rather stern lesson from the Rings of Power, so much so that you would think they'd be unwilling to repeat it anytime soon, and yet... Well, just a few moments ago, we saw Major Kill call for civility, so I think anything flies at this point. And to finally
So the fact that Major Q called for civility has nothing to do with Amazon, okay? Oh my gosh. If you make conclusions this way, we can call anything anything and just slap labels all around and just say what's gonna happen like a fortune teller. So yeah, there's a listen, less than a minute.
Iterate yet again, no. There is no reason for civility now. There is no call for civil discourse or a respectable debate because we've already had it. Whenever the request is even aired, merely laugh in their face and repeat the following. I am right. You are wrong. Until next time.
Yeah, I just don't agree with that. Because then we just turn into sheep. Just like the woke people. We just repeat stuff. I am right, you're wrong. We already had this discussion. Yes, of course, but that usually what you do, what an intelligent person does who is emotionally mature, is to just speak their mind and leave it alone, not engage in arguments anymore, and not go to them and be like, I am right and you are wrong, because being a, egotistical maniac, even though if you're right or not, still making you an egotistical maniac that nurtures a negative quality within themselves, and I'm not subscribing to that. Also, again, we could turn into the woke people and do the same things as they are, because they believe that they're correct, and although they're not correct, if we have the same emotional attitude, we're never gonna be objective ourselves. We're still gonna lose attachment to reality just like they are, and we're gonna become like people with the pitchforks and going to war and just jumping to war directly. No, just ignore them. The best thing to do is just to fight with whatever you can do, like say your thoughts, like what I'm doing now. I'm making a video, we have a great discussion here, we are addressing certain things, but going and arguing with people like that is a waste of time, and it's really bad energy, honestly. That's not how you fight them. You fight them when you put more positive or more truthful information out there, and not going and engaging in direct war and saying things that we're never gonna change anything, just gonna make things worse. If you just say I am right and you are wrong, it's just ridiculous. It's kindergarten stuff. So again, wisdom will be lost when you go that route. Maturity is gonna be lost if you go that route. So, and I understand if we achieve something, but we will not achieve anything. So yeah, better create what you want to see, the changes you want to see, and don't go and argue with people that are so toxic and so out of touch that they just are lost, basically. Thoughts, Tsunami?
I am the petty kindergartner, and I'm absolutely going ahead and stick my fingers in my ears and stomp my feet, because I'm so sick of watching fucking lefties win, and people that are not left, I'm not even saying right, like anyone else that's not like far left, are supposed to go ahead and be cordial and mature about everything. I want to act like a fucking child. If these people lose, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to dance I'm going to do an Irish jig. Me, the brown man, I'm going to do an Irish jig, drink an Irish whiskey all over their stupid fucking thoughts, grave-wise. Philosophically, of course, YouTube. And I'm going to be petty about it. And the reason why is because they push too far. So stereotypes exist for a reason. I recognize patterns. I see things going the wrong way. I'm being vocal about it as a casual. And I'm hopeful that someone will listen and be like, hey, this isn't the right way to go. We can incorporate messages on both sides very easily if we put it in the narrative and make it part of the story, and it makes sense. I don't care what's in the story as long as it makes sense. What's going on right now is I feel like I'm being preached to, and I don't like that at all. So I am the petty ombudsman of the chat, and I mean, yeah, that's really it. So like these guys that are like, let's be civil now, bro. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. You didn't want to fucking be civil with me before. You wanted to get your fucking way. You want to be the fucking police. You want to be the fucking authority in charge of all this shit. only because you're getting fucking pitchforks and torches now, you're fucking upset about it. So like, no, I'm sorry. I'm the unregulated one on the fucking panel tonight, and that's my thoughts on it. Fuck these guys. I agree with Arch wholeheartedly. The end.
Yeah, but it's the way that you go about it. I mean, I agree with your way, so let's try to make the difference.
No,
So, in the context
I don't want to
of
be nice.
okay,
I don't want to be nice anymore with them. Like, fuck them.
no,
Like,
I'm
they don't
not.
want to listen.
All right, I'm not saying be nice. I'm saying if you intentionally go and like puke on them when there's no conversation, but you're starting a conversation with them and just try to curse them without anything else like without any provocation, that's kind of like needless. But if somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, female custodies are great, man, you're just a misogynist, then you can say f that, f you, f, like, go ahead, I'm all for that. In that case, in that context, I'm saying context is everything, so in that context, you go girl. And you totally do that. I'm all for that.
All right.
I'm just particularly saying that it's no use to directly start a fight with somebody if you started and all of those
No,
things.
I agree. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
meant.
generally known as a counterpuncher. It's that, like, no matter what you do, like, you're basically like this is the way that I view it. I'm just like a normal guy. I'm like, hey, I like this thing. I want to go and, like, learn about it or whatever. And then someone comes in and they start like picking fights, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, everything was fine before you came here. What are you doing right now? And then they pick, and then you get angry at them, and then they call you like names, and they're like, you're a racist, and like, wait, what? Where did that even come from? And you're like blown away by it, and they continue to use these like tired out fucking phrases to go ahead and tell you why you're wrong about something, and it's like, I just wanted to learn about something that's not real life, bro. Could you leave modern life alone for like 10 seconds? And they will not stop. And perhaps this is the American in me. Because we are going through some nasty things in America right now that have to do directly with this. And perhaps that's my emotional reaction to it, but like, I recognize your pattern. I don't want to be civil about this. You keep fucking with me. Like, I'm gonna you keep poking the bear. I'm gonna poke back.
Yeah, I mean, in that context, yes, I had conversations with those people many times in the comments. At some point, it becomes, just a waste of time. At the beginning, to just, make them like basically prove your point, and then it's out there if anybody wants to read it, because you already prove your point. Whatever they say after that cannot counter this in any feasible way. So I'm just stopping at a certain moment. I've done this many times. That's still a balance, though. I mean, you're fighting them back, you telling them to F off, but you're also being completely precise like a scalpel on what exactly you're countering them with, and you're still winning. So, yeah. That's a way.
I think, like, honestly, in chat right now, we have an excellent example of like what normalcy looks like. Someone disagrees with the way that the message is getting pushed across, and they're saying, hey, I don't like this. And like, I 100% agree. Like, let's have a conversation about it, and we can like concede ground either way. Like, this is how things used to be done. With the like people that are pushing too hard, it's like it's impossible to have a conversation with them, and that's what I don't like.
Sure. Absolutely, I agree with that. But I personally, I'm not gonna go hunt them down to the end of time. I'm just gonna keep hammering with content and videos and explanations and whatever. So it's
Sure,
out there, it's for
sure.
everybody to see, and that's my way of finding the best, like most effective way that I can. So we can continue with the chat, by the way, because we don't have a lot of time. So let's pay attention to the people now.
Yes, ma'am. From Emmett Shearer 9886 with Arch, he sort of uses Warhammer to LARP his own politics in real life. That's not a good thing because Warhammer is grim, dark. It's not wise to normalize grim dark into real life.
I have to ask, what's the example for that? I haven't personally seen that. So if you can only give me an example, how is Arch normalizing grimdark in real life? I would love to hear it. But you have to hear an example, because if you're claiming that he did something, you have to give me an example. So I'm more informed about that. And of course, I'm gonna check
Yeah.
that myself when I can.
CS Kato says, we live in the Balkans. It's very grim dark here. I don't mind. Emmett continues, the problem, in my opinion, is not Warhammer, but rather GW. Not the left, politics fans, but rather GW that just wants to pluck the quote-unquote easy fruit of somehow appealing to leftists or rightists. Karate, yeah, she was the head of their TV and film division. That's Jennifer Salke, of course. Rathnick Angel. Now that I think of it, despite her being fired, I can't recall if the Rings of Power show is canceled. To be honest, it needs to be canceled. Sorry, bro. Yeah, they got a couple fucking shows. It's a 5-movie deal or 5-season deal. It's happening. Emmett agrees. Thank you. Yep. Crap. Got it. Emmett says, I am right. You are wrong. Proceeds to freeze conversation. That doesn't achieve anything. What do you think about what he just said? Because I'm curious about what you have to say, Empress.
Yeah, well, whatever I said when we stopped the video there, I said that this doesn't achieve anything. That's exactly what I said, actually, if you remember. This is just having the super egotistical attitude and just act like the woke in that moment. I mean, if you want to counter them, I know that we have history of arguing with each other, but that's not the way to do it. It's just not. We already talked about this. I mean, I have noticed a pattern where people that are supposed to be based are turning into the woke. And if we do that, we are going to lose and they're going to win. Like, keep in mind that is how, conditioning works. We have been conditioned for at least a decade, like more than a decade, but one of the worst things happened after 2016. And now it's 2026. So we have been conditioned to just swallow the black pill and to see everything in super cynical way, and that is a natural progression of what we have been exposed to. But the reality of how things were before is still the reality that we can have, and we have to not forget what we are actually fighting for. It's the normalcy of having normal representation of men and women and other races. And we had everything before. We have black people in movies. We have amazing artists that are black. We had Asian actors that are great and legendary. We had every diversity. We had female characters that are badass, that have leading roles that are amazing and meaningful. We already had everything. And that's why the woke mindset came and created an issue that didn't exist at all, was not an issue. There's no sexism and racism, not in a greater scale. There are always some people that are gonna be like that in real life. But the point is that overall, we were just in the right direction, and all of that fell apart because of a few vocal people, just a few, not the majority, but just a few. And now what we have to do is not being brainwashed by all of that, because people are basically getting to the point where they are becoming sexist because of this, and they are becoming racist because they feel like they're being preached to. And all the wokeness has this opposite effect, and that is the idea. Like, when you have a really evil plan, literally evil on all accounts in all kinds of ways, that is what's going to happen. You're going to brainwash people to kick them out of their correct trajectory, which was, again, we had everything and nobody was complaining and nobody was saying, oh no, there's not enough women, or there's not enough race representation here, and whatever. We had all the good stuff, and now all of that is twisted and turned to be seen through all kinds of different lenses that are wrong, and they are evil, like literally. So I'm just appealing, and I'm just trying to say to everybody to just not follow the woke mindset, to not be brainwashed by this, and to remember what are the real things, the real value of men and women and everybody as a whole, and to not be so antagonistic towards each other, in the sense that, well, we know that these people are crazy and they are brainwashed by the woke mindset, but we are also getting brainwashed by the woke mindset. We just don't realize it, because we are turning into this hateful machine that are going against them. So unless we're the voices of reason and not emotional wrecks, we are not gonna win this. We're not gonna win this. So that's why Arch and what he's saying here is counterproductive, because he's saying let's go to war, and sure, we are going to war, but not in that manner, because then there's not going to be any differences between them and us, and that is where they win. That is how they win. So yeah, that's what I want to say. Continue the chat.
Yeah. Josco says, I think he's saying there's no point in debating because they're not interested in discussion. They're just interested in winning. Yes.
I had to take this. It was important, but that's very brief. So yeah, I'm here. So Tsunami?
Yeah, I'm right here. Good.
Yeah, just continue. Oh, I see that there's a super chat from Roadkill. Oh, amazing. The current social temp is why I'm moving to northern Alaska. Empress, you and Tsunami in? Oh, no. I can't. I have puppies. All of those things. Just come to Bulgaria. You're gonna be fine here. Yeah, it's all good.
You can keep that freezing shit to yourself, bro. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep on going. I mute myself so you don't have to hear the puppies bark.
Let's see. I'm trying to find out where I was. I scrolled down to read the thing. All right. Kano says, Empress, you are right, but you forget most Wokies are not that intelligent. They don't like to argue. They just screech and call you obese. And those kind of people just want to be on top and just be the loudest. Yeah, of course. Or grab a stick, says Roadkill. Karate says it's coin toss with Amazon. We will see, for sure. Kano says they got mostly L's, Tsunami. We could do Leprechaun Dance all day to win. Facts. Bahada says, I'm back. Had to water the garden. Normal people shit. Nice. What are you growing out there? Kano says, Tsunami sounds like our drunk cousin. Mid-conversation, it's funny. It's amazing that even when I'm dead sober, I still sound drunk. Bahada says, what did I miss? Yeah, all this stuff. Emmett says, if GW focused on the indomitable human spirit as its marketing for Warhammer, then it would appeal to a wider audience without any political messaging, indeed. Roadkill feels me. Thanks, bro. Semper Fi. Bahada says, same. Kano says, I feel you, Tsunami. Getting called racist stuff from people that have room temperature IQs can be annoying, as Bulk and I have tons of different people as friends. Awesome. Emmett says, the irony, there can't be a woke corporate takeover of franchises if capitalism and lobbyists hadn't empowered shareholders so much that they could push corpo executives into chasing trends like wokeism. That's the beauty of capitalism. Commies just happen to see which way you could go with it. The fans are the shareholders, or stakeholders. If we organize how we buy or support certain model lineages, we can turn things around. We should learn from the mistakes of Magic the Gathering community, says Emmett. Okay. You're also a hopeful person. Nice. Space racism is a thing. Black Templars for the win, Roadkill. Anyways, I miss the 80s, says Karate Werewolf. True. Emmett says GW is an unbeatable. Remember, this is the same company that won't give attention to White Scars or Iron Hands because they are not appealing to fans. GW obeys to its core fans' buying habits. Kano says, me chilling with the hot Martian goth chick. Or the hot goth chick from England. Hail, Amelia. And Karate Werewolf for a 2.
Thank you so, Karate Werewolf. Woo, and for Tsunami. Yes. Thank you. And then
before I didn't miss it. Yeah. Don't go too far in your reaction to woke, then you become a right-wing version of woke. You guys keep talking about all this like moderate bullshit and everything else like that. If you keep pushing on people, they're going to react. The pendulum is going to swing, and this is what's happening. Frankly, so-called right-wing people, centrists even, are like, hey, guys, can we just have a talk? And it's screaming and yelling in their face all the time about all the ists and the phobes. At some point in time, it's like, okay, I'm sick of fucking fighting this gay-ass fight. Why don't we just fight it the fucking right way? It put these fuckers down monetarily in Minecraft, of course. But yeah, like it gets annoying, and it's like, hey, we tried to be nice, and you guys won't shut the fuck up. So that's what I think is going on right now. Bahada says heaps of stuff, dude. Lime speeches. Pardon me, sir. Kumquats. Pause. Bush Tucker berries, Aussie berry tree. What are you even saying right now? Have large section for succulents. Got 2K square meters to play with. Tomatoes, chilies, capsicum, and more. What did I just read? Kano says the problem with some GW fans is that they love to consume no matter what.
Yeah,
As
the
Vulcan,
whales.
I don't do right.
The whales, yeah.
I don't do right or left. I'm just a normal person who has seen more screeching from one side calling people names. True.
Yeah. That's why we are able to stay a lot more, objective and level, just because we went through so much. So that's why we're not trying to jump on anything. We're just trying to assess the situation, each situation case by case basis, and take everything into account, and then make some kind of a informative judgment. So I know how people will react to everything, and the pendulum and all those. I'm just trying to say, hey, as a people, please don't become sheep in any direction. Please don't. That's the only thing I'm saying. Please don't do it, because we're gonna be wrong. We're gonna be wrong for sure. Some kind of a way, but we are. Every time that you are going to you're going to make a decision based on emotion, you're gonna say something based on emotion, it's gonna be wrong. You're going into the wrong way. Maybe it's gonna be right, like certain percentage of correct. Yeah, for sure, especially if you're on the real right side, but the rest of it's gonna be wrong, just because you're going not from a place of logic and reason, but of a place of emotion. So we need emotion if it's supplemented first by reason and logic. That's how people do anything that's creative and actually positive and not destructive. You go by reason, not by emotion. Emotion should be always second. So with that part of the wisdom, let's read the last comments, and then I really gotta go, guys. And very important, tonight, which is going to be almost in 9 hours, 9 hours and a half from now, around that time, you keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna put that stream, create that stream much earlier on this channel. Me and the Pontius, also Pio, and also the awesome Tsunami, we'll have a conversation about all of that. So it's gonna be so awesome. You know how funny Pontius is with his Italian accent, and Pio, they're so funny, they're so cool. So we're going to have a conversation. This is not to be missed. It's gonna be so great. So I have things to do right now, but after I return, I'm gonna make the stream so you can have the countdown in front of you, and you can see how long until the stream tonight. So this is super exciting. Are you excited, Tsunami? Are you excited?
Actually, I really enjoyed their work together. They're a great team. They put fantastic stuff together. I learned something about Pontius tonight I did not know.
Oh.
I did not recognize that he was a student of the Roman Empire. And that's actually what prompted him to want to know so much about Warhammer. Like the two correlated so much with him. That's why he became very passionate about it. So I was really excited to hear that. He does fantastic work, of course. So I'm really excited. I'll probably just sit.
Where did you find
Sorry,
that
what?
out? Where did you find that out?
His video.
Ah, he has. Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. So he put out a video about an essay. That's honestly what he's doing. He's putting out essays, which I think are fantastic. But he put out an essay on like why Space Marines can't be girls.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it would destroy 40k if they did.
Yes, I watched it.
And yeah, he mentioned that he studied Roman stuff in university, and that's what like prompted his love for 40k.
Oh, I see.
And when people started fucking with it, yeah.
I watched it, but I can't remember everything he said there, especially when it's not about 40k. But yeah, okay, that's awesome. So keep your fingers crossed, everything's okay, and we can actually do this. I'm gonna talk to him. Hopefully, he's okay with his schedule and everything's still good to go. So yeah, keep an eye for that stream. So final comments, guys, and then I really gotta go. And guys, if you like to support me, because this is my full-time job, I'm trying to be be here and do 40k and cover everything. The gaming channel is G Hammer Empress, and the superhero channel, in which again we are fighting there. Me and my friend Logan and Tsunami, when he can be there. We are fighting against the superhero wokeness, James Gunnisms of the world there too. So we're fighting the good fight, and on the gaming channel we're fighting that as well. Oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God. I didn't mention this to you.
What?
Did I tell you about the rumor I heard about Doomsday?
What? What was it?
Oh, so Nerdrotic, Friday Night Tights guy, the Nerdrotic, he's a big channel. He had heard from a Hollywood insider. This is completely rumor. Don't shit on me. And I'm not the channel maker. I'm the guy. Doomsday leaks. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. First 5 minutes of Doomsday Avengers fighting and gets killed by the X-Men.
Oh my god. If this is real, man.
Yeah.
Such
Yes.
a waste. Such
It's
a
a
waste.
thing. It's a whole Secret Wars storyline, and but it's not Tom. What's his name? What's the fruity guy? It's Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock fighting the X-Men. First 5 minutes of Doomsday Avengers, and they die. And here's the crazy thing: the trailer you've already seen. The X-Men are not fighting the Sentinels. They're fighting with the Sentinels. From a Hollywood someone or other. Total rumor.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. Let's see if it's true, but if it's crazy, wow. I mean,
Roadkill for 99 cents.
yes, I saw it. Thank you so much, Roadkill. Thank you. We will see. We're totally gonna talk about this on the superhero channel, so we're gonna leave that for there, and I'm gonna be shocked there as well. Can't wait to tell Logan. So,
I will run through the chat real quick.
Yes.
But yeah,
yes.
I forgot to drop that on you. I'm sorry. Karate says pendulum is swinging the entertainment industry. So far, it hasn't. Exactly what I just said is kind of the proof that they're like, uh-oh. Oh, I'll give the other one that he gave. Thank you so much, Nerdrotic. Quote from fucking Kevin Feige. We don't want to become Lucasfilm. No shit. Clonzo in the house. What's up?
That's awesome.
Kano says, if I had to pick a side, I will probably go talk to someone like Tsunami. Cheers. And think of Baron, not the crazy septum piercing creature calling me Yahtzee for not supporting Illusion or others. Yep. Wrath says, is it weird that I compare the woke weirdos to Genius cult at all times? True. Emmett says, Kano is someone who lives in a Balkan-like place. I understand and appreciate your level-headed politics mindset as well. Awesome. G-Steelers can be more polite at times, says Kano. Strength Honor, Roadkill says, thank you, Roadkill. Taxes, nice, bro. Emmett says the Imperium should use sororitas and mechanics to check the DNA of Imperial nobility to catch Gene Stealer infiltration before it comes prom. That would be nice. Interesting.
It's an idea.
His whole world gets killed because of the incursion, says Karate Werewolf. Oh, you know. You're in the know too, bro. Emmett says, well, Doomsday is supposed to be a shocking multiverse crash of characters, so that tracks. Rip Toby Spider-Man. If you know the Secret War storyline, you already know where this is going. But yes,
If that's true.
they want shock value.
Yeah, they want that. They want to have like emotional stakes and whatever stakes from the beginning. So I get that, but how that's gonna be perceived? Is it going to be meaningful enough so people actually accept that loss? We'll see, guys. And here's the channel too. I mean, here's the superhero channel and the gaming channel in the chat. I just pasted it for everybody that are interested in that content as well. If you're a gamer, if you like superheroes and you care about what's happening there as well. And thanks for putting for the PayPal link for whoever wants to support. So guys, I really gotta go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Tsunami for being here and being a great co-host. Tsunami, a fist bump, like virtual one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Love you. And until tonight, hopefully you can join the Pontius stream. Love you, guys. With that being said, bye-bye.
The Chainsword40k, Empress leads the way. As warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her banners pierce the darkened skies. With bolter hymns the traitor dies, as loyal warriors arise. Saints and psychers bend the flame, every world speaks her name. The Empress rules without shame, as war she does reclaim. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. The imperium we prevail. The warriors march with sacred might, their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.